Every year, Cowley chooses a student from their student body to achieve the highest honor a Cowley student can achieve, Student of the Year. This student is picked from among the 8 Students of the Month from that past school year, and this year's Student of the Year, Cooper Leonard, is more than deserving of the title. Throughout his time at Cowley, Cooper had been on the track team as a thrower, a resident assistant, a student ambassador, student senate vice president, PTK, Impact, Tiger Eats Advisory Board, disc golf club, and is a psychology major. Let's talk to Cooper to see a bit about his time at Cowley and how much effort and hard work truly goes into achieving this honor. What is your biggest struggle or moment of growth you have experienced in your 2 years here at Cowley?
I'd say that it took place my freshman year, not my sophomore. My sophomore was a little cleaner. Something that I struggle with really bad can be seasonal depression, and that's why I'm such a big advocate for mental health and people reaching out for help. My freshman year, I definitely got caught up pretty bad in that, but I just made sure to lean on my friends, lean on my peers, and my sophomore year, I made sure that I wasn't going to end up in a spot like that to avoid it.
And you've had a big role in Hope Squad too. Is that why it kind of leads into that?
Yeah, you could say that. I've always tried to be helpful in Hope Squad and be a participant in their things because it's something that I know is real and that I struggle with myself, and I don't want anyone else to feel alone in those feelings.
Do you feel Cowley has prepared you for the next step in your life?
I think Cowley as a whole was the perfect spot for me to grow. I didn't know when I came in how much I was going to grow when I got here. I didn't plan on taking on any leadership roles. All I knew was that I was here and I had a scholarship for track and field. But I would say by far I've grown the most as a leader and a student.
Are there any coaches, teachers, staff, or faculty you would like to give a shout out that have made a real difference in your life here?
Obviously my coach, Coach Edwards, Glenwood Edwards, had a big impact on me, especially my growth throughout my freshman year. He always made sure to check in on me, but also to give me the space to grow, and I thought that his approach to that was perfect. Of the staff, Peyton and Lindley, obviously they accept everyone open-heartedly, and I felt like I worked with them very well. And then a few teachers, Miss Neese obviously gets all the recognition that she deserves because how energetic and motivating she could be. I remember my first day coming in, my very first college class, general psychology, Monday morning, and I was so nervous, and Miss Neese knocked the nerves out probably within 2 or 3 minutes of me walking through the door, just with her energy and her ability to excite the crowd.
Do you have any advice or encouragement or any kind of message for any students who are thinking about coming to Cowley or coming here, or just about taking their next steps coming here like you did last year?
Dive in, go do something, try something new. You can't grow unless you try new things, and even if the new things are bad, it's easy. Just go back, just cut them out. Only push yourself out of your comfort zone. I feel like Cowley is the perfect place to do that because even while pushing out, you're still staying right here, and that creates the perfect place to grow.
You'll be going back to Oklahoma to continue track. Where are you going to school at?
I'm going to school at Oklahoma Christian in Edmond, Oklahoma.
And you'll continue psychology, I presume?
Yep, I'll continue my psychology, working towards a sports psychology degree, and I'll actually be minoring in sports management starting next year.
The dream of the Thunder, right? Go work for them?
Yep, that's the dream.
Well, I think wherever you end up in life, I think you'll do just fine wherever. You got a bright future ahead.
I appreciate it.
Now that we've gotten the opportunity to hear from Cooper and his time at Cowley, let's talk to some other people who have been a part of Cooper's journey here and see how much Cooper truly does for this campus.
Okay.
What are some character traits or skills you think Cooper does really well?
And this is a young man of many character traits. Cooper is very, very caring, and me and him connect because I think I'm the same way. He will actually tell me things to help, calm me down. And here I am being the coach, and here's my athlete telling me, hey, coach, is going to be okay. character-wise, man, he has so many facets to him that it's hard to touch any one of them. I said he's a leader of many, and I don't know if he knew that when he came in last year, but I saw it. He kind of sat back, and I remember one in particular situation where he and I and Mikey, we had a conversation, a personal conversation, and he said, man, I would like to be like the guys you had, before we came, and I would like to be a leader. And I'm like, well, I'm looking for one. It had been a while since we had a true leader on the team. And so I would say overall, character-wise, his leadership capabilities are next to none. He's probably been one of the best leaders I've had, and I've been coaching almost 18 years. So.
Some character traits for Cooper that stands out for me are definitely his dedication to his learning, but also his community. So when he is in the classroom, like, he engages himself, and you can tell that he's sincere in his thoughts before he speaks and when he's working on things. But then also, I like how he contributed to the whole classroom environment by listening to others, engaging with others, and even because I've had him both for face-to-face and online, and I can tell that the same characteristics come through even in the online world, which is really great. And so that really stands out and shines with him.
Kindness. He's always asking people how they're doing, how their day's going. He's just a good person. Another one would be, I think, responsibility. Cooper's a very organized guy. He likes to take care of business.
Natural leader. He leads by example. What I appreciate from him is that he's inclusive. Anybody that's in the room with him, he makes them feel seen. He makes them feel heard. He never excludes others. Like, people naturally follow him because he's a natural leader. People just want to be around him.
I think that Cooper has a large amount of skills and traits that are very becoming of a leader. He is a person who leads by example. He is the more quiet, reserved leader. However, he knows how to be vocal if need be. Naturally has a personality that gravitates people around him, and people want to be around him. He has that welcoming, just positive kind of influence about him.
In some ways, he has grown.
He has grown a voice. His voice has grown. His teammates respect him. I'm sure of it. He's very positive, and so I know he struggled with that a lot within himself when he got here. It was really tough for him to see him in the same light that we saw him. And I remember receiving a call from him over the summer, and he, just was checking in, but he also wanted to get the contacts for the guys because he wanted to establish a relationship with them before they came in. And that was just, I never would have done something like that. He's very admirable on his end. I love that guy, man.
That as far as and I think that, he's always done well here, but I definitely feel like he has found his voice even more with his confidence to himself and his peers, which is awesome. We want people to develop personally and professionally with their time.
He's definitely grown more into the seeing everybody's side of things. He's a very neutral and can take care of.
I think as far as his leadership skills they've grown so much since he's been a student here. Last year, he was kind of a silent leader, but this year he's grown a lot, and others around him just naturally want to follow him.
Cooper has grown a lot since he's been here, and I have seen that in a few ways. I can't pinpoint the exact day, time, moment that Cooper and I had met when he was here his freshman year. However, I can tell you that Cooper and Mike were always seen together, and that's definitely the arena that I had met him in. I met Cooper and I met Mike at the same time. And I can distinctly remember that they were like, not hyper in a way, but like had a lot of energy, a lot of excitement to them. They had that kind of goofball this might sound like a negative connotation for him, but like they both had like that class clown energy, but like in a positive way. And they kept telling us, us as in Peyton and I, that they were going to be the next, kind of dynamic duo at Cowley, and that they were going to have a great experience. And throughout the, Cooper's freshman year, I would say that not that he needed to lose that, but he lost some of that silliness and slowly started progressing into that leader. And I think that people had latched onto him and realized that he was a fun, exciting person to be around. And so I think just naturally as his kind of circle grew, he stepped more into that leadership role. And even from the beginning of this year to now, I think that he has honed in on that leadership capability, and he has, I guess in a way, toned down his energy just a hair, but he has amped up his leadership, and he's very much a lead by example, and that shows through the people that he continues to be around. You mentioned Cooper's name on campus, and most people do know him. It's not who's Cooper, it's no, I haven't seen him today or whatnot. So he has grown in a lot of ways that has created some positive outcomes for him.
What is the most impactful or favorite moment you have had with Cooper?
I would say, and it actually happened this year, and we've had many moments. He was a top 16 national guy for the shot put going into nationals indoors. And a year ago, we barely made it out of the region. So he went in, and he was in the first flight, and he was the only guy from the first flight to make the finals. He competed, and he took ninth, which was one spot out of getting All-American and getting a medal. The cool thing about that meet was his energy and his impact was so high that he deserved a medal. I got compliments from other coaches like, man, that kid right there, the ninth place guy, not the number one guy or the number two guy, but the guy that took ninth place. And what they didn't know was that his story made it even more intriguing, because just a year ago, I don't know if he thought that he could do the things that he's doing right now. And so that moment was huge. I just remember thinking, man, if I never wanted to see someone get on a podium, and at any moment, it was that moment for him. And like I said, he had gotten a lot of great compliments from a lot of great coaches and just other people around, because they noticed his energy and his enthusiasm for what he was doing in that moment. So that was a huge moment for him and for our program too.
Well, so in developmental psychology, we have a simulator where they get to raise a virtual baby and child, and then the second half of class is they get to live out their virtual adult life. And it was so cool to see how invested and sincere and passionate he would get about it, because we want people to be, and I reminded them that if you're this passionate about a electronic fake baby and child, I said, just imagine them in real life once you have them. And it was just so cool to hear his conversations and how much he was really wanting to learn and liking what he was learning, and actually got passionate about it.
I think one of my favorite impact moments with Cooper would be track. Every track meet that I've had with Cooper, we've always just had a great time. It's been amazing.
I've had a lot of memories with Cooper, especially this year. I don't really remember last year when I came acquainted with Cooper too much. I know that he was in the Hope squad, but I can't remember that exact moment that he kind of started coming into my life more. But this year I've appreciated that pretty much every morning around 9 a.m. he comes to my office. I've talked about this before, but usually with the bedhead. He comes in and just hangs out, but sometimes it's just quiet and I'm working and he just sits in the chair. Sometimes we have conversation, or he brings a crowd with him, but I think one of my favorite moments with him, or just of him, is that at homecoming this year, he was up for homecoming king, and I never really heard him talk about wanting to be the king or anything like that. He was really cheering on the other candidates that were up for homecoming king. And one of my favorite moments that was captured was when Mackenzie was crowned homecoming queen, and he was on holding her on his arm. That's who he walked out with. The moment that he heard her name, he was so excited for her, so overjoyed for her. And you can just tell that's the kind of person he is. He's just there to support his peers and lift up the people around him.
Coop and I have had a lot of really good memories together. There's not necessarily a moment that sticks with me for, being the best moment, but I can tell you that Cooper has brought a lot of laughs, a lot of fun. He's somebody who can be easily joshed with and like joking and just having fun. But he can also have a serious side to him. And I would say throughout the year, what really, really probably is my favorite thing was watching Cooper come by in the mornings, and he had his bed head hanging out, hair up in the back, and he at one day told me that he might not have brushed his hair, but he did get his teeth brushed. So that was always a good little laugh, that when he'd come in with his hair messed up, he'd sit down, lay on the couch, and some days we talked a lot, and some days we didn't talk at all. Some days was funny, lighthearted conversation, and other days was, those good, nice, deep, serious conversations that really shined a light on who Cooper was as a human being, and kind of his outlook on life. So I've gotten to experience Cooper in a wide range of atmospheres, I guess. But Coop also earned the name Looper from me based off of his handwriting skills. And he wasn't present for the moment, but he had won in a drawing, and the person who had drawn his name had proudly proclaimed Looper, and then said, "Who's Looper?" And I looked at it and I said, "That's not Looper, that's Cooper." And so he will always and forever be Looper for me, and that comes from a place in my heart that I just won't forget the impact that Looper had here.
Any kind of message or kind words for Cooper, sending him off on the next chapter of his journey?
I'll say this, Cooper, as you continue to grow, I pray that you find what you're looking for in life. I also hope that you establish a relationship with our Creator, because God loves you, just like I love you, just like your mama love you. And I also know that He'll continue to make strides in His leadership capabilities, but also just making an impact on people. Not only His peer group, but people that's older, such as myself. So He's inspired me to be much better than what I have been in recent times. As a human being, I let the kids know, as a human being, we're all limited. But it's guys like him that make you believe. And I never thought at 40 years old I would be inspired by a 19 or 20-year-old, So you just keep doing all of the great work, Cooper, that you're doing, and God will continue to bless your efforts, man. Love you.
Proud of what he's done here, and I hope that he can keep in touch with Cowley College so we know how life keeps going well for him on his next stage at the university level. And I know that his end goal is sports psychology, and I just think that's really, really neat. And so I'd love to hear about how that process goes and where he ends up. And heck, if I can have him as a guest speaker back in class someday, that would be really, really cool, because he'd get to have that personalness, or that personal perspective of Cowley, but then the professionalism of his advanced degree and getting to come back and talk to students. I think that'd be really
Cooper, I enjoyed my time as a thrower with you. Kind of not upset or salty. Like, I'm going to miss you a lot because you're going to OC and you're going to do great.
My message for Cooper is that no matter where you go, always continue to be yourself. Always be the kindest person in the room. Always lift up those around you. I've just appreciated that he can do anything that he wants to and not have to be influenced by others. Like, even if it's not the cool thing to do, Cooper is the leader. He makes others want to be involved in other things. I know this year with Hope Squad, he was our only male in the whole Hope Squad group. That didn't stop him. He still came to meetings, still came to events, just because he had a passion for it. So continue with your passion. Let it lead you wherever you want to go, and keep being you, Coop. You're such a great student, such a great leader, and we're going to miss you here at Calico.
I would like to tell Cooper, is one, how proud of him I am. And that I'm proud of him because of the experiences that he made for himself here, and that I want him to remember that he was deserving of all the accolades, of all the leadership roles, of all of the things that encompassed his experience here at Cali. And, you know, with Cooper graduating, Cooper's going to graduate, and I know in my heart that Cooper's going to accomplish everything that he wants to accomplish. He is a strong, heavy, goal-centered individual who is not going to let many things deter him. And he has fought through a lot of adversities while he's been here at Cali, and he has come out an even better person and man than he was when he first arrived here. And so, even though this chapter for Cooper is ending, like I said, I hope he can look back and see the amazing accomplishments that he's had, the adversities that he's faced and made it through, and to not be deterred to accomplish the things that he is starting to set out and accomplish. And that I know that no matter what he does, he will lead by example. He will have compassion and love for other people from his heart, because that's who he is. And I hope that he doesn't forget that, and that he knows that he's always welcome here, and we look forward to seeing what he has for his future.
I have gotten many opportunities myself to work with Cooper this year. We served as resident assistants together, student ambassadors, and on student senate together. Working with Cooper myself has helped me become a better leader, a better friend, and a better man overall. Cooper, you have taught me so much and helped me become a better person. And one of my favorite memories had to be in Thorbeck on the snow day when we had the Attack on Titan watch party with some of the other guys in your room. You will truly be missed, and Cali was lucky to have a student like you on their campus, and I know wherever you go in life, you're going to go on to do great things, and I'm one of the many few who were lucky to get to know you. Thank you, Cooper.